both runners. And well, they're ready to get started right now. What are your expectations about this match, Tusi?
Well, it's kind of a difficult one because if you compare the times that both of the runners have, Luigi is by far the one that stands out, right? He recently got the world record, like yesterday. He tied the world record, I guess, in this category specifically. So he has been putting a lot of practice into it, and he has been hunting that world record. But Potato, on the other hand, has been really consistent in all his races. And he's the only person to beat Luigi in a race. Luigi had 21 races in Cuphead overall, and he has never lost a match, but Potato was the only one who beat him. So yeah, right now two runners are going to be doing the same usual stuff as we saw from pretty much every single runner in this tournament, except from Jason. They're going to be picking up the spread weapon, which is the only weapon they're going to be using throughout the game, combination, of course, with P-Shooter, which is the basic one. And yeah, the fights are underway right now. Yeah, not really much to say here. In the root pack, the first boss in the game, relatively easy boss. The hitbox of the bosses are really big, like both Potato, the Onion, and of course the Carrot later on. So using spread is not really a difficult task in these ones. Yeah, we love Jason, Laurie, I agree. Jason's weird strats are always like really fun. And they were really effective, like he reached top 4. So yeah, as I said, Luigi has had about 21 races in Cuphead, like overall, with fun races that we organized and such, and he has won every single one of them. So, but Potato has been undefeated in the tournament, and Luigi faced him. So I don't know what exactly happens when everyone is facing Potato, because even our really top runner Caleva Hera failed to win against Potato. Like, I suppose it's that really great mustache that Potato has. Pretty much intimidates his opponents, I believe. Alright, moving on now to the Frogs fight, the Ribby and Croaks. Both of the runners get the same RNG pattern. It's not really that difficult to skip specific phases, as you see both of them take a hit. And right now they skip one phase that was supposed to be throwing some punches, and the other one's doing some air and stuff like that. But with some really nice damage boost, they didn't really have any problem with it. Yeah, last phase now, Luigi's at 1 HP. This is quite unfortunate. He was trying to use some EXs there to deal some extra damage, but sometimes it can be a bit tricky. Really Croaks fighting in the last phase is actually really funny, because if you get the Boom's RNG, the RNG that Luigi has right now, as the first button, you can be really slow, but apparently both runners get the same time overall. But that was due to Luigi probably wanted to play a little bit safe. Yeah, like everyone says in the everyone says right now in chat, both of the runners, of course, are really experienced. That's why they are in the finals. And Cuphead is a really difficult game overall. So anything can happen in the bosses. A mishap, like a mistake that will lead to a death. But it's going to be really interesting how they handle if something unfortunate happens. Yeah, as Laurie stays now in chat, I might as well just clarify it as well. The format of the final is a best of 5, but Potato, because he's the winner of the winner's bracket, goes into the finals with 1 win. So he only needs to win 2 out of the potential 4 games, I guess, that we have in order to secure the victory in the tournament. Whereas Luigi has to win 3 matches.
Hello, Tusi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, Tino.
Oh, so sorry about that, everybody.
Yeah, it's
I'm
alright.
back here. A little bit of technical difficulties behind the scenes. But
Yeah.
it seems that everything's pretty still on pace right here, right? Everybody is still like right next to
Yeah.
next. Yep,
Yeah,
okay.
like Island 1 boss fights are not really that difficult. They have some little bit of RNG elements into it. And you can see that the Frogs fight cost Potato 2 seconds, but he gained those 2 seconds after like Goopy fight. So talking about RNG, this is gonna be one of those fights that determine whether you get a fast time, because some of the phases of Hilda after the first transformation will include some tornado attacks, and those tornadoes are relatively slow, so sometimes it can cost you a little bit of time, but let's see how they handle this fight, because it's a really difficult one, I need to say. So one thing that you see from the two runners is the fact that they take the hits, and the reason they do that is because they want to align themselves with Hilda. She returned to her original form, and that way you can shoot an EX, and the initial EX is going to hit the boss about 6 to 7 times. Yeah, AB stands for all bosses. So interestingly enough, Luigi didn't really get the skip, but Luigi used a new strategy in Hilda that allowed him to have the nuke after the transformation, the second transformation was done, and then he had enough extras to clear the fight. That was a new strategy that Luigi found yesterday, and he's using it right now effectively, getting a 105 Hilda fight, which is one of the best. I believe it's the best you can get in this one, in the Glitchless category. So yeah, now moving on to Kagan Incarnation, the last boss of Fire 1. Kagani is kind of a weird boss. The good thing about this one is that it's not really a long fight, but Kagani is kind of a difficult one to survive overall. Because a lot of you have to stay really close to him. As you see, the both runners stay on the edge of the platform, and they just top jump to hit with all the spread that they have. Sometimes that can be a bit problematic. They use some EXs to gain some airtime as well. And in the last phase, because they cannot really touch the ground, they have to use those EXs to dodge some of the attack buttons. Corredo gets a really quick knockout, by the way. So he will gain some time. I believe he saved about a second compared to Luigi. 42 is one of the best you can get in this one. 45, he saved 3 whole seconds there.
By the way, bye. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Andrea. Loud and clear.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, apologies for that. Dino had some technical difficulties, but Andrea is here with me now to help me with the commentary, as they both head into aisle 2.
Yeah, but it was a slight lead, but very, very slight. And Luigi is it's immediately behind. So this is probably coming down to the wire. They're already so close, but now the difficulty of each fight is going to step up a lot, and we're definitely going to see either Potato increasing his lead or Luigi getting closer and eventually take the lead as well.
Yeah, so something that you see, both of the runners go to aisle 2, but they choose different bosses. The reason being is Potato, throughout the whole tournament, never used the bomb upgrade for the airplanes. So him not choosing the bombs, he's opting to go Peppy the Clown first, and then do the rotation of Jimmy and Baroness Bonbon. But if you want to take the bomb upgrades, you opt to go to Baroness Bonbon first, and then move out to Jimmy and Peppy. It's like a faster routing thing you can do. As Potato right now is at 1 HP, he has to clutch the last phase of Peppy.
Potato is in a pretty tough situation. Let's see if we'll be able to actually manage the manage all the bullet hell that it's going to face very soon, especially during after now we will see he's using all the EX, and after the training will be passed, the bosses will be starting spitting out some penguin that will throw to Potato a lot of tennis balls. Oh, the penguin didn't even have time to throw in the tennis ball because Potato has been fast enough.
Both of the rounds did a really great job. Luigi had a really spectacular. Apparently we have really unfortunate thing for the Potato. His game froze, from what I read in chat. Oh, so that might be a bit unfortunate. I don't know if he has to reset here.
That's
but
unfortunate.
let's just stick like to what Luigi says, what Luigi is doing right now. Both of them had a really spectacular fight, getting top times in their respective fights.
Yeah, but that freeze can really compromise the Potato's race right now because unfortunately there's nothing can be done. He has to reset the game. Luckily for Potato, he's not going to lose too much time because he can simply start from when he from where he interrupted it. I mean, all the bosses he beat so far are still there, so he can simply restart from the Jimmy fight. But for sure, here is going to lose at least 20 or 30 seconds, almost like a death.
So for some people who said that RNG, someone made a comment about the RNG factor. It's all about the skill. RNG affects like small portions of the time, but the optimizations in the run have been extremely great. That RNG doesn't really affect that much. It's like a second or two, and you're gonna see variation throughout the runs from both runners. Like I highly doubt that RNG is gonna affect the run overall in a big fashion.
Yeah, we definitely need to see an incredibly close race actually to have RNG playing a determinant role for the final victory of this race. For sure we're going to have some bosses where the RNG can play a major role, for instance the Pirate, but for most of the run RNG is only going to move only 1 or 2 seconds, probably 3, but not really that much. Not sure in Genie fight. Genie fight is it's really straightforward in some sense. There's nothing really happening. You just need to manage well your EX and not dying. Potato is not in an easy situation. 1 HP, but he decided to play safe. He decided to preserve the... Oh, he didn't decide to play safe. He just went straight for the nuke. So he will not have extra missability frames, just in case something goes wrong with the final phase. No problem whatsoever. So Potato is still in this race. He is a little bit behind right now because of the freeze, but definitely still into this game. And Luigi will need to play perfectly if he wants to secure his point in this best of 3 round final.
Yeah, overall in this category, airplane fights are mostly about managing your EXs, using them properly at the right time, of course, and using the big nuke that you get when you gather 5 EX cards. Like you're gonna see, like throughout the whole fights in airplane ones, that they're gonna have to manage their EXs properly to do that, to get the nuke at the proper time.
But the greatest start for the Potato at Baroness Bonbon. He got the worst possible first pick among all the minion roster, the Jawbreaker, which is, if you take it as first boss, you're going to lose even more time because you don't have EX. He already took a hit, so not the best start. For sure he would bounce back.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, the Jawbreaker as a mini boss in Bonbon fight is not necessarily that bad in this category because you kill it really fast. Of course, it has a really long death animation, but I guess for a race, you don't really mind seeing the Jawbreaker compared to some other ones that can cause you some trouble. Like, for example, the Waffle or the Muffin, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. You want sometimes especially in races, especially in a very important race like this one, you really won't likely to trade off some seconds for a safer fight. I mean, Jawbreaker can cost you a couple of seconds most, but you're going to get a much more safer run, which is way more important.
Yeah, once again, we'll have to mention the format of the finals. It's a best of 5, but Potato is undefeated in the tournament, so he gains one extra win from the get-go.
This is a kind of compromise between having a set of more races and still keeping the double bracket format. And I think it's a good compromise. I really like this. I really like this format.
So Potato needs to win 2 matches today to secure the tournament, or Luigi needs 3 wins.
Yes. The Potato is not so that much far in the end. I mean, there's one phase of difference. So Potato
yeah, he had some incredible fights.
Oh no, that was bad. That was bad.
That was very unfortunate. I agree.
Yeah, he played probably too aggressive, and sometimes the hitboxes of the baby bird there can be kind of awkward. They can really be very tricky to handle, to manage, and probably Potato just played a bit too aggressive there and ended up crashing into the bird, just losing a life. I was about to tell that the Potato was decently close, and even with the freeze, because he had the lucidity and the cold blood to actually immediately reset the game, just to close and restart without not losing too much time. But now this death, it's actually come in a pretty advanced phase of the battle. It can really cost you a lot of time. We will see. Luigi can still die. Okay, so the race is far from being over. Like I said, Luigi had an unfortunate episode, but it can always happen to Luigi, so it's not definitely over for him.
Yeah, so Luigi's had the most difficult boss fight right now. He has already taken 1 hit in the first phase of the dragon, so he has to clutch somehow, because the rest of the phases are really difficult, especially the last one in the dragon.
Yeah, it's very nerve-wracking. There is not a particular strategy you need to follow. You just need to hit hard and survive and dodging. And also watching your step, because these clouds can sometimes be really tricky to actually manage. While dodging a hit or trying to land a shot, you may not have any cloud to save you, prevent you from falling to the pit. So there are a lot of things you need to take care during this fight. Luigi is 1 HP. Let's see if he's able to clutch it. This is a really important fight for the outcome for the race. Yeah, he takes it nice down for Luigi. Very nicely done. This fight can seem easy for viewers, but I can tell you that fight is really hard. Super nerve-wracking.
It is hard, but I do have to say that Luigi tried to play that a little bit safe, because he got that first hit in the first phase. And 1:15 is not a good time for him. I know he has been practicing this fight, and he has gotten some ridiculous time below 1:10, approaching 1 minute fights. So I guess he wanted to play a little bit safe. Understandable, of course, for the race.
In the meantime, Potato is playing super aggressive this fight. The spread, the spread a lot. Sometimes it's not something you usually see in this fight. Now he's probably playing too risky. It definitely needs to. Okay, nice.
I'm pretty sure that Potato understands that he's behind because of that death in Wally Wobbles, because it happened in the third phase. On an opponent like Luigi, of course, you have to do those risky strats, especially if you make a mistake like dying in Wally Wobbles. Right now, both of the runs will head to aisle 3, which the bosses are not necessarily the most difficult in the game, but they are super weird. And I know Luigi, and he has told me that B has been the most annoying boss for him. And right now he's at 1 HP.
1 HP, still one attack. Not the best RNG for Luigi. You really want to see at least once the medium pattern attack here, in order to have much more chances to skip as much animation as possible. Animation during which you can damage the boss. You really don't want to see them. Let's see if Luigi is able to actually clutch the face skip. He doesn't, so you have to face the B in the plane form. Oh, one hit. That was unfortunate. One hit from
for those who don't know, you can actually kill the bee before it transforms into the airplane. This is like a really quick kill that you can get. Unfortunately for him, he didn't really get it, and he wasted about 5 seconds because of that. I believe it's like 3, 4, now that I think about it. But yeah, Potato getting some good energy, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, he got the middle pattern, now he's gonna... I mean, it's not the greatest now that I think about it, but...
yeah, the greatest one is
will be
the middle pattern as second, because if you get the middle pattern as first, you need to pay attention not to damage the boss too much, in order not to trick the phase where the bee transforms into an airplane.
And he just spread just a little bit. Like, he did such a good job that he didn't really have any problem skipping that phase. And he saved 10 seconds compared to Luigi in that fight.
And compared to also to the time he saved the dragon, the Potato already saved 16 seconds from Luigi in the last 2 bosses. So the Potato is definitely still into this fight. Luigi needs not to play too much safe because the Potato is there. The Potato is really there.
One thing though to notice is that he did not pick up the bombs. And in this fight, the bombs can actually save you a lot of time. And Luigi has been practicing Dr. Carl's robot a lot, so he will get a really good time. And Potato will have a slower time because, as you can see, he has to hit both the middle and the bottom part of the robot simultaneously with a machine gun, whereas Luigi just using bombs and we're hitting both of the
Also now he has to face a little bit of bullet hell with just 1 HP. Ooh, he killed that bomb just in time to avoid the explosion, but now he has to face the shard head with 1 HP, no bombs.
Yeah, that's gonna be a bit difficult. He has to really clutch this fight.
Definitely. Let's see if he can find some parable shards that can make his life a little bit easier. As you can see, without the bombs you can't really damage Dr. Carl when you are behind a steel wall, because steel walls actually prevent the shot from the gun to connect the doctor. He's taking some risk there. He played he was really close to the boss. Nicely done from Potato. Very nicely done.
Wow, that was actually a really nice bullet hell there from Potato. He's gonna get a really good time if you actually think how he was using just the pea shooter for the airplanes and now bombs. But he definitely lost a lot of time compared to Luigi.
But he's still in this race. I mean, it was something he probably already planned to lose time there.
Yeah.
But when you find yourself with 1 HP and the button hasn't even reached yet the halfway point, man, you have to be very calm and be very focused. Nicely done from absolutely nicely done.
Sally's stage play right now is not really that difficult of a boss. She can be a bit tricky sometimes, especially in the second phase when she summons some cars and stuff. But if you time your reactions properly, you can have a really fast fight. Luigi in the end showcasing that by holding 5 P-shooter EXs, you can get a really fast kill in the last phase, and you don't have to deal with the tricky umbrella that we have seen taking a lot of lives in the tournament from runners.
Yeah, umbrella has very weird movements, and sometimes it's very deceptive because the umbrella seems to move in one direction, and instead all of a sudden it takes the opposite one. It can really trick you off there. If you are able to manage to pull off the quick kill, it's definitely helpful. I don't think the Potato will be able to pull it off because he hasn't enough EX, but it doesn't really matter because he still gets a super quick kill, even with just 3 EX.
He already did quite a lot of damage using the EXs before Sally goes to change the life phases, as he was retreating from the 3rd phase to the 4th one, so he didn't really have that much of a problem. Luigi right now is facing Werner Verman. It used to be like about 2 weeks ago, I believe. Werner Verman used to be Luigi's run killer, the main run killer. So seeing him right now being slightly more confident and getting really ridiculous times made him extremely competitive for the world record hunts, essentially.
He missed the Ani spread there. Only 7 of them landed on the cat face instead of just all of them. But to me it seemed a very clean fight, no problem whatsoever. Yeah, it used to be the nightmare for the Luigi less favorite fight, at least the fight where Luigi had much more troubles, but he got a pretty sick time. So.
Yeah, 53 is the second best time. 52 is the best you can get in that fight. So 53 is, next to the best, so it's pretty great.
Thepotato is in a good shape. 3 HP is pretty solid 5 right now. He took hit, but when you at this point, once you pass the second phase, there's nothing that can really hurt you there. It's rather easy. So let's see if the potato can at least put off a time which is close to the one which you got.
So we talk about RNG in fights. Luigi right now is fighting Captain Brightbeard, and alright.
That energy looks bad.
I said that RNG doesn't really matter in this fights that much. Okay, Captain Brightbeard, it matters. Captain Brightbeard is an RNG fiesta, I guess. So, yeah. Scrap what I said about the RNG fights in the games. In Brightbeard, it applies.
Luigi got a very bad one. This is already the fourth cycle he has to face. Yeah, he probably is going to lose a time if the potato gets only a 3-cycle fight. May save something around 5 or 6 seconds from this fight. So
He's gonna be using the EXs to see if you can get a kill before the laser attack. I'm not sure if he's gonna get it. Nah, he's not. But he won't have any problem parrying the laser. He was really close, I think 1 shot from what I see.
52. Okay, the potato got a slightly better RNG. Since the second shotgun attacks is one of the longest, so he had much more time to damage the pirate. Then Squid also for the potato. The potato should be able to actually save a little bit of time if he survives, since he has only 1 HP. Oh, a 4 cycle for the potato as well. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He also used the EXs, so he's probably not gonna get the quick kill.
I don't think so. Right now, I think that the main concern for the potato should be surviving rather than getting a quick kill. He has only 1 HP. The barrel is arriving. He decided to play safe, but regardless, he still gets a pretty clean knockout. Not the greatest RNG for both of them, but
Yeah,
I
definitely.
guess that tied up the subject. So 57 however for the potato, which is losing other seconds with respect to Luigi. And the problem for the potato is that the run is almost over. We have only 3 bosses after Calamaria, so he really needs, at this point, he may need also some kind of arrow spike.
3 really difficult bosses though, I have to say. Like, even King Dice, in my opinion, is kind of a difficult one, especially if you don't get the hard RNG. You know, you might need to play a little bit safer. You have to watch the dice rolls. Yeah. And we didn't really say anything about Calamaria because it's not necessarily the most difficult fight. It can be a bit problematic sometimes if you get a really bad combination in the first phase, but both of them are really experienced. They know, as I said, like in the beginning, I guess, of the IL-2, airplane levels are all about EX management, so they know how to handle their EXs. They won't really have a problem with it.
Oh, it's a kind of breather, Calamaria in this category. Not really to Legacy, but this fight can be really, really trolly, but in Glitchless, you can actually break a little bit there.
Yeah, someone, I don't know who wants to go to Monkey over 8 Ball. I've only known one runner, and he made a really stupid mistake in that race. He went to Monkey over the 8 Ball, and he lost about 1 minute there.
I remember I commented a race where one of the players actually did that. I don't remember who was. Me, someone to see something.
Yeah,
like
I think it was me. Yeah, I went to the Monkey.
Yeah, you were you. I remember that race.
Yeah, moving on now to the skeleton. Luigi used a really cool strat there, spread the X to deal with a pumpkin while he stays on the skeleton to get a really quick two cycle.
It's the 2 cycle, however. I think this is 3 cycle.
Oh yeah, it's the 3 cycle. He missed the 2 cycle, barely missed it. I think he took a hit as well. That's actually a bit unfortunate.
Now the twin phase. Twin phase is kind of weird. The thing you really want to do here is to make sure that you always have a target. And sometimes if you kill one of the head too quickly, you may not be able to reach the other one, thus losing a lot of time. But
I'm actually a bit disappointed because Luigi is not gonna go in for the 1 cycle engine last phase of the train. I guess he wanted to do that, but he missed 1 parry. But the 3 EXs you cannot do.
No, they're not enough. You probably need 5 EX. Now Luigi has to pay attention. 1 HP, and the boss is still alive. You can just chill there using the pea shooter. Keep your distance and kill the boss, but when you arrive at 1 HP at the last phase of the train, it's almost kind of scary.
Yeah. He wanted to play a little bit safe. I don't blame him here.
Yeah.
He didn't really get a good time, to be honest. He missed a 2 cycle. He didn't really get a quick third phase. But I guess he was a bit nervous.
Ooh,
So I don't blame
he
him.
tried to parry that skeleton, but the skeleton, he didn't make it in time because the skeleton reached the ground, and instead of parrying, he took a damage. So now the potato has to fight the whole last train phase with 1 HP and very low amount of EX cards. Not an easy situation for the potato here. Let's see if he can clutch it.
Yeah, that's actually kind of tricky for him.
Of course, he can't one cycle the boss, but now with the pea shooter, if you keep the distance, he can easily take him out. As he does. Now Luigi started the very long kick dice fight. A lot of mini bosses, board game, where you roll a dice, and according to the tile you land on, you will face a different boss. Luigi chooses to land on the 2 tile, which has the chips fight, and the standard path is 2, 4, 8. Path as probably the easiest and fastest boss among all the roster. The tricky part of this fight is you don't need to miss the roll dice, because if you miss the roll dice, you may lose a lot of time by facing a very long and hard boss, and that can really cost you the race sometimes.
Yeah, we've seen a few races happening, even in the final match, the finals of the winner bracket, I guess.
Yeah, it was the final. Calevan lost the bracket final by hitting the starting over.
Exactly, and for a lot of people, they may think that it's really easy to hit the dice. It can be a bit tricky sometimes, and if you're under pressure with race, with race environment, or with a really good time overall, PBs or world record,
it's really hard.
Definitely mess you up.
It's really hard. Luigi with a very solid rolls. Now he's going to face the 8 ball, which is not really a big threat. I mean, you can just use the full spread EX and take him out pretty quickly. But yeah, in this situation, you know that even doing a very small mistake in rolling the dice can really cost you the race. And when you are under pressure, it's really hard.
I'm actually a bit disappointed by both of the runners because none of them did fast roll strats. But I guess they were really scared of doing them.
Yeah. Really, Potato at this point may try. I mean, Potato can't really know if Luigi hasn't doing any big mistake thus far. So as far as the Potato knows, he may, in his head, he may think he's ahead. So definitely not worth to risk. It's understandable.
It's funny, reaching the King Dice fight, you would expect the big boss to be really difficult, but actually the mini bosses are the difficult ones. King Dice is not really that difficult. Like, you have to just parry the cards.
Yeah.
So it's not tough. And because they have so much HP, they can just simply tank the cards if they want to.
Yeah.
So really easy fighter for Luigi.
It becomes really problematic only if you have 1 HP, or you're really low on HP. 2 HPs here in Glitchless. But otherwise, you can simply just tank the cards and keep him shooting at King Dice's face until he dies. So, ooh, okay.
Yeah,
I was scared by the Potato. I thought he was about to hit start over.
Yeah, the trick that you get the monkey to fly off screen is not in the current patch, as the run is playing the current patch. It's also considered a glitch. So even if you could do it, you cannot do it in this one. But yeah, right now Luigi is going to the devil, and the devil is a really pain in the ass, actually.
Directly, that way. It can be tricky. It can be a tricky. It can really be scary. Or if that happens instead, if Devil uses the spider attacks, it can be really nasty because that attack is really long.
Commentator's curse.
No, I didn't call it. I talked about the spider before. After Luigi caught it, so that's not commentator's curse. Luigi 3 HP in decent shape here. 3
Yeah.
HP at the second phase of the devil. He's
It looks
about
like he won't really have a problem. He had a really good race so far.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested to see what his time is going to be as he ends the fight with the devil.
around 35 real time, something around 33 GT, probably. It looks like Luigi is about to claim the first round of the the grand final. So now both players are tied up. One,
And GG to
one.
Luigi. GG to Luigi
Now-
for that much.
and now we have basically the real grand final begins now. Both players are tied. The first one winning 2 races will be the champion of the tournament. Very unfortunate fight, very unfortunate round for the Potato. I mean,
Yeah,
Potato
that
had a
would be-
very good one.
Yeah.
But that freeze and that death at volleyball was really threw him off.
He had a lot of
Anyways-
good time saves. Like all the fights were really good from the Potato. Something to notice as well. Luigi got a time of 32 minutes and 9 seconds without loads. So it was
Wow.
really impressive race. And with an official SRL time of 35 minutes and 3 seconds, that is the second best time in the tournament. Well, the best one is by him as well, which was a 34:59
Wow, absolutely amazing. Amazing.
with
Absolutely.
official SRL times. Yeah.
That run was less than 20 seconds off the world record as well. I mean, the world record should be something around 31:50.
Yeah, 31:50. He was 19 seconds off.
Wow.
Also, Potato finishes the match as well with a really impressive time of 36 minutes, considering the fact that he had an unfortunate death on the volley and a freeze. I'm pretty sure that Potato had a really good race overall.
I believe that Potato could have PB'd this one if
Ah.
he didn't die and if he
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
had-
that
if he
Yeah.
had not the freeze. Actually, that freeze was really weird. I'm not sure what actually happened.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
guess
sure either.
we are going to ask him during the interview of the finals. But for the time being, all that matters is that we are 1-on-1. But players are tied, and I don't know if there's some kind of break before.
Yeah, there's gonna be a
Race.
break. Yeah, there's gonna be a break for them to calm down a bit, and then we're gonna have the second match, and also we're gonna change commentary, of course. I'm gonna be doing commentary, right, in the next one?
I don't know. Probably if Dino can
Yeah.
solve this issue, he can take my place right now. But it looks
Yeah,
like
we'll
he
see.
didn't. I can run a repair scene. I'm back on. I can try with you. Okay. So yeah, Mr. Dino will be commentating my place, which actually for me is bad because I'm going to have dinner soon. Okay, sorry. It doesn't really. This is not really related to the race, but
Yeah. But
internal things.
we had some really decent times. I'm pretty sure that Luigi could have done some fights faster, like the dragon fight could have been slightly faster. Now that I think about it,
I
and
played that safe.
he had some incredible good fights. As the Hilda was a 105, and the Vermin with a 53 Vermin. Some RG parts like the Devil with a Spire attack. Like there are a few things that he can.
Also, the
improve.
B fight wasn't that great. Also,
Oh yeah, the B was actually really bad. You're right.
he didn't get the quick kill. He had to play for one hit. That was really unfortunate because he missed the quick kill by one hit. Because as soon as he landed the first B shooter, the airplane phase, the B died. So that was definitely one shot away from getting the quick kill, and that was unfortunate. So yeah,
All right. That's it from us from match 1. We're gonna be back shortly with match 2. I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of the finals.
yeah, that's gonna be good.
Yep.
So
See you.
bye bye.
Well, the devil will take their heads.
All right. What a first game that was. Again, congratulations to both owners on making it this far in the tournament. I am Salmon Buffalo, and I will be joined shortly by Mr. Dino. while we have a little downtime, just a reminder that this is a best of 5. So currently the score is tied up 1-1, going into the second match that'll be played today. Potato did have a 1-game advantage for remaining undefeated, but that is gone now. So I guess you can say the real fight starts now.
Hello, Salmon.
Hello, Mr. Dino.
Here we are. everything. I hope it's good now. Sorry about my unexpected drop off, everybody, on the last race. But hopefully, I'm gonna be able to commentate the whole race now with Salmon here. Wow, that was a close first match, even with the dead over there with Potato. That was a close one to start the finals here.
Yeah, Potato did take an unfortunate death in Wally Warbles, I believe, and actually had a small issue with his game freezing. So these things just added up, and yeah, just couldn't overcome it. But
well, but it is even grounds for both right now. They both had amazing times, and I guess Potato just has to shake it off a little bit right now. Hopefully this break helps to clear the mind a little bit as well. Just like whatever happened in first race happened, and just focus on the second race right now.
yeah, that's very important. Because this is best of 5, and because we're doing it in this format, the game even becomes less about you getting the run done. There's an endurance factor, I guess, that comes into this, having to run this back to back to back, potentially up to 4 times. And so it'll be interesting to see how both runners handle that endurance factor and handle the pressure of having to not only do this run once, but to repeat it.
Yeah, because I mean, Cuphead, it's a game that really requires a lot of your mind into it. And I don't know, is there something going on right now?
Yeah, it looks like the controller thing happened to Potato, so we are going to be restarting this. There's an issue with Cuphead, and I think they fixed it at some point. That after you beat the game, if you were to continue playing, that the controller just stops working.
Yeah, it is really weird. Sometimes even if you click another window or something and you try to come back, like, it's just completely gone. Yeah, I don't know why that happens, but yeah, it can happen. So nothing Potato could have done about it, so we're just gonna... I mean, it was the very start, so nobody really had an advantage there. I guess on the right side of things, it was good that it happened at the very beginning of the race.
Oh yeah, for sure. The other thing the runners could do is just close out of the game and reboot it. I don't know if that would affect load times at all, because I think, yeah, the more you run the game, the better load times seem to get.
Oh yeah, I've noticed that the very first time, the load times are way bigger than like the second or third time that you play the game.
But it looks like we're getting ready to go again here. Should be just a few seconds.
Yep, I think it seems that everything is good to go again. And well, we have them both going. I think Potato shows a different file.
Oh man.
Yeah, Potato. I don't know if still the last loss is still in his head right now. He really has to focus on this one now. So, I mean, this was not Luigi's fault, so I guess we're just gonna keep going with that little minor disadvantage right now for Potato for choosing the wrong file. Still nothing as costly like a dead or something like that. But let's see, Potato has to start the race with a little bit of time of a disadvantage here for him.
Yeah, unfortunately, these things do happen. Especially given the fact that we are running these back-to-back, it's very easy to forget that, you know, you just gotta erase that file and you know, for the race to start. But coming off of that, Potato definitely has a little bit of time to catch up, but certainly possible to do.
All right, so we see Luigi here going against the potato, actually. So against vegetables. Ideally, I don't know if it was talked already. What they're looking for here, it's a 45-second of a fight. There's a little bit of different strats. Some people opt to go for the EX parries at the very beginning for the potato. Some others decide not to go for the parries. Like both strats can get you to a 45 at the very end, so it doesn't really matter as long as you do a good fight, especially against the carrot. I guess the carrot is the one that it's a little bit trickier from these three, but nothing too special about it. We see Luigi taking a little bit of a damage boost right there to keep the damage going, and that was a good fight. And Potato is incredibly just right behind. Like we said, it was not that big of a time loss. He's already fighting the carrot as well, so he's gonna be soon done with this vegetables fight as well. Oh, taking some damage in not the intended way. But still pretty good fight. Alright, and we're gonna see Luigi here heading into the Frog Brothers. Rivy and Croaks, aka the Street Fighter roast. Here, like, we can see over there, like, the Honda kind of thing, and throwing something that looks like a Hadouken. And then he throws like the Yoga Fire, the other frog. But we're not gonna see that because Luigi skips the first phase. I mean the second attack of the first phase.
And that's not gonna be good for skipping that second phase. This is Luigi having to fight his way through the tornado attack. It's not really a tornado, the fan. The details.
The time that they can get at the very end is pretty much the same. You just have to do different type of things on depending which pattern you get as the first attack. But at the very end, if you have good RNG, not like Luigi right now, but if you have good RNG at the very end phase, you can get like 108 with either both of the first attack patterns at the beginning. But ideally, you don't want to see the bulls at the very end.
Potato also not being able to skip the second phase.
We can see the tigers now for Luigi. Usually what you want to see is tigers or frogs. But ideally you want to see frogs, since frogs are the easiest ones to avoid, and you can just focus on dealing damage.
Yeah, that is true. I don't know, I personally kind of prefer to see the bull. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's a little slower, but I just can't deal with the tiger.
Yeah, that's actually what a lot of people like to see as well. They like to see the bulls when they're like, yeah, the tiger can be a little bit tricky, so if you have a little bit of issues with the tiger, definitely the bull is better. It's more safer, that's for sure.
But Potato is doing a very solid job of trying to catch up to Luigi, given his issues at the beginning of the race. See, just probably about a phase difference, roughly, between Luigi and Potato right now. Luigi going into phase 2 of Goopy, and Potato just now starting the fight.
Yeah, Goopy is a pretty straightforward boss, but it can be so straightforward that it has claimed some deaths as well when you are doing everything like in autopilot. Because his little hops that he does sometimes, he can do like either super long hops or he can delay them. And those things can cause you off guard and you can get a little bit of damage because of that sometimes. And ideally, what you want to do is what we're seeing in Potato Screen, to take a little bit of damage boost at the end, to throw as many spread EX as possible right on Goopy's body. Yeah, like you say, Potato is doing a really good job trying to come back on this one. He's like just seconds behind right now from Luigi. I think he has cut off a little bit of time in each boss fight. And they're going to be heading into Hilda, like just with a very, very few minor seconds of difference right now.
So Hilda is one of those places where both runners will actually, and I guess it doesn't matter because they're doing the same route anyway, but if you were to do different routes, and different strategies. Hilda is the first place where you really have the same strategies. Because it's a plane fight and we don't have anything for the plane aside from the base machine gun, both runners would be on the same page as far as what items and stuff they have for use during this fight.
Yep, what we see on Hilda is usually this damage boost strat. What you want to aim for is ideally to skip that second cloud transformation, which Luigi didn't got, but he got a 5EX right after that, so still not a big deal. Let's see if Potato gets it. And yep, like I was mentioning, Potato skipped completely the second cloud transformation. So at the very end, this saves a little bit of time right there. You usually want to see somewhere around 1 minute and 10 seconds. Anything below 1 minute and 10 seconds is just crazy good. And anything just close to 1 minute and 10, like 1:11 or 1:12, is still pretty decent. Like, Luigi got an insane fight with 105. And we see Potato taking an unfortunate death here in Hilda.
Oh, come on, Potato. You got this.
Yeah, Hilda, even being on Island 1, Hilda can claim a lot of lives because of the risky strats that you have to do with her, a little bit of RNG with the bullets and the other attacks around Hilda. It can be a hard fight, and even the most experienced people like Potato can sometimes die in fights like Hilda.
Yeah, and Hilda is a very dangerous fight because when you damage boost, if you do it twice for the optimal fight, you're already on 1 health, and that last phase isn't something, just like with any boss in the game, not something you want to, slack off on, play around with.
Yeah, and on that last phase, sometimes there's like many things going on. We see these like stars right there. We see the UFOs at the very top. You have to pay attention on the color of them to see if you want to be on front or back. But sometimes those stars just go to like lightning speeds, and they can just snipe out a kill or something. I think Potato is gonna kill. Yeah, okay. So Potato gets out of Hilda the second time around without any more issues. And well, they're pretty much one boss away right now. So let's see what happens here. Luigi is gonna be moving on to island number 2, and Potato is gonna go against Cagney. We see a little bit of a route difference. You saw in the previous race that Luigi goes for Baroness Bon first, and Potato goes to Beppy first. Ideally, why you want to do this is because you get the bumps on your way between Baroness and the Genie, and Potato is still opting for going for the, let's say, the one of the first strats for this route. Like, not you didn't go for the bumps in the beginning of this category, but some strats have been discovered with the bumps that can actually save time. And well, Luigi getting a little bit of bot RNG here, getting the Jawbreaker at the beginning. Like, you can see the death animation for the Jawbreaker takes like 100 million days right there. And he also took a little bit of damage. And then he got the Muffin. This is not the best Baroness Bonbon at all.
Yeah, not at all. Potato getting that knockout on Cagney, so he'll be moving into Island 2. Luigi getting a little bit of RNG redemption, getting the Gumball Machine, but still on 1 HP. It's going to have to play it a little bit safe, I would think.
I think he has to pay closer attention to... Yeah, he opted to move before the castle started moving, because if you're too close to the castle and you're not careful enough, you might take 1 damage when the castle starts moving right there. And that was definitely not the best Baroness. I think if Potato gets a better one, he can cut up a little bit of time on that one. He gets a 104. I mean, still not that bad, but definitely not the best Baroness that you can get. And Luigi's moving on to the second flying section, while Potato goes to Beppy. This is the route difference that we were talking about. And ideally, Beppy in this category shouldn't be that big of a trouble. You have just to look maybe for RNG. Ideally, you want the green horse to appear and to have, let's say, at least 2 HP for the very last section to be on the safe side of things.
Yeah, so
like right now, Potato has to be kind of careful. He got another hit, unfortunately.
Ooh.
He's trying to line up with the green horse right here. I mean, that's a good RNG. He got the green horse, and he manages to kill it before the train comes out. So if he's a little bit careful, he should be fine. But he really, really needs to pay attention to the last section here because he's only 1 HP left.
Now, if we see on Luigi's screen, actually, we're in Jimmy's second phase with the face pillars. We actually just recently discovered that there is a set pattern for these. So what happens is there is a long list of potential stackings, and what the game does is pick a spot randomly in that list and just goes from there. So if you can identify where in that list you are, you know what the stackings are going to be for the next 2 or 3 columns. So that's pretty interesting. Very, very recent development. I think we just figured that out last night. And
very recent indeed. I was like, I've never heard of this. So yeah, that's definitely very, very recent. And well, here in the last section of Genie, there's nothing much going on. He can pretty much just stay in the front of Genie and wait for the kill to happen right there, as we could see. And we see Potato fighting the Genie as well. He might get the 5EX. Oh no. Okay, he did got a 5EX, but he didn't. He decided not to use it on the first phase of Genie.
Yeah. To answer chat, they did take slightly different routes. Luigi went Baroness, then Jimmy, and is now going into Beppy. And Potato started with Beppy and is going to work his way up to Baroness. They will converge right after this set of 3 bosses, but Luigi is slightly ahead, having already beaten 2 of the bosses to Potato's 1.
Ooh, and Luigi got a little bit of a bad luck RNG right there with Beppy.
Oh.
Taking 2 hits on the very first phase because Beppy never moved to the middle. Beppy stayed on the left side of the screen right there, so there was no way to avoid it anymore. So he had to take the 2 damage.
Yeah, very nice quick phase 2 there on Beppy, but man, I do not want to be in Luigi's position right now trying to finish off this fight with 1 HP.
Yeah, actually, we could see that even he got the green horse, he backed up a little bit because the train was still there and he didn't want to get caught into any unfortunate situation right there. And I think he's gonna take it a little bit careful here. No, he's still doing the jumps. It's a little bit safer to do a dash, but Luigi is like, I'm here to win. I'm gonna do the little hops right there to keep my damage going. I don't want to lose any seconds at all here.
Doing very nice finishing off that fight. Very clutch situation. So Potato will be going off to Baroness, and Luigi will be moving on to the next plane level in the game, which will be Wally Warbles. And it's one of the few places in the game where picking up bums can actually give you a little bit of benefit, depending on what the boss decides to do. Meanwhile, Potato getting pretty bad RNG on Baroness. Just kind of opposite of Luigi's. Luigi had Jawbreaker, then Muffin, and Potato got Muffin, then Jawbreaker.
Yeah.
And actually getting the same, essentially, RNG, because both of them had the Gumball Machine Phase 3. So
Yeah.
Potato handling it a little better, though, because Luigi at this point had only 1 HP, so Potato can afford to play it a little bit riskier there.
Alright, yep, and he's done with Baroness Momomon right there. And Luigi is opting to use the 5EX right there on this phase of the Wally Warbles. Sometimes if you want to play it a little bit safer, you might want to save it for the last phase, because the bird here can either go to the left or to the right. And when he goes to the left, you have just very, very, very tiny space to like do avoiding maneuvers. But we see he had 2 HP, nothing special going on, and he also got good RNG, so it was just, yeah, a matter of time for that knockout to happen. with a time of 105. That's a pretty decent fight. We see Potato here again against Warbles as well. Oh, he got a little bit of a hit right there, so he has to wait for the bomb to actually hit for the invulnerability to disappear. And Luigi's gonna be moving to the Dragon Grim Matchsticks, one of the infamous bosses in overall Cuphead. I mean, and infamous is because he claims a lot of deaths. He's actually a pretty cool boss in my opinion, but he definitely can claim a lot of deaths in casual or speedrunning.
Yeah, a large part of this fight is trying to get. I mean, not that you have any control over it, but getting good cloud RNG. The entirety of this fight is fought on these clouds that you see Luigi jumping between. If you fall off of them and go off the bottom of the screen, you will take damage and will bounce back up. So it's something you want to try and avoid as much as possible. But sometimes, like particularly in phase 2 here, you may just get like really bad cloud placement.
Yeah, like that one that Luigi barely avoided the little flames right there because that cloud was way too in the bottom. So you ideally wanna go to the cloud that is most into the right and a little bit to the bottom as well to do as much damage as possible. But no so much into the bottom because you're gonna get hit by the little flames walking in the bottom of the screen as well.
Yeah, and we see Potato finishing up Wally Warbles headed into Grim Matchstick as well. Imagine Luigi's probably just about done with this fight. Doing very well getting to this phase with 3 HP. Taking a small hit there, but it doesn't matter because Luigi returned the favor and got the knockout.
Yep.
So that does it for Aisle 2 with Luigi. He'll be moving on to Aisle 3. It's the longest aisle in the game, consisting of 7 bosses instead of 5. Some of those are the hardest in the game, and some aren't that hard. So you get a little bit of a break, but you don't want to take it too casually because you can still lose runs here.
Yeah, there's a reason why they're the Island 3 bosses, right? They have to be like the tough ones, I guess. And starting here, actually, the honey bottoms can be a little bit of a tough one if you take some unintended damage in certain sections. And also, ideally, you're looking for certain patterns on the second section. Like this second phase that Lee is going to head right now. Ideally, you want the first one to go either to the left or to the right. Like he's getting that one. That's okay right now. And then you want the second attack on the second phase to go in the middle. That would be like the best of the RNG that you can get. Also, just being a little bit careful with the platforming. Just like the Dragon Clouds, the platforming here is just random, so you have to react to whatever patterns that you keep getting. And Luigi got a good attack pattern here, one to the left and then one to the middle, but the platforms were not cooperating at all. I think he's still gonna have the quick kill. I think he still did a lot of damage, but those platforms were super bad.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Luigi, as Luigi knocks out Honey Bottoms, we saw Potato getting a fairly clutch phase 3 kill on Dragon. He's moving into Honey Bottoms as well. So it's still a fairly close race. I mean, anything can happen. A single death at this point from either runner could make or break the entire race. So Potato isn't out of this yet.
Definitely not. And if Potato gets a quick kill here for Honey Bottoms, I think he can save like a couple seconds because he got a faster kill on the worker at the beginning. That bee worker. If you kill the bee on its way to the left side of the screen, he disappears from the screen faster, so you get Honey Bottoms faster as well. So I think he can get a little bit of time from that. It's just probably like a couple seconds. But he got a very fast kill on the last section for B. So yeah, definitely he saved a little bit of time from Luigi.
Yeah, I think he did that last phase slightly faster than Luigi by a couple seconds. But, meanwhile, Luigi is moving on to the last phase of Dr. Call's robot. This is one of those. This is actually the fight where having bombs probably comes in the most useful. That first phase, it's really nice because you can attack the chest and stomach sections of the robot at the same time due to the blast radius of the bomb. But also we see Luigi, depending on how the patterns move and the pattern of the electric fence, can actually launch bombs while he's avoiding the electricity, which is something Potato will not be able to do because of not having the bombs.
Yep. Yeah, like we see Potato right here has to fight each of the 3 sections separately. There's no way that he can damage 2 at the same time. So this can save a couple seconds when you do like the ideal fight. I don't know exactly how much, but I think it's probably like 5 or 6 seconds overall, the whole fight. Because on this section that Potato is right now, usually with the bumps also, you have a little bit of a better angle when he goes down like that to keep the damage going. Or you can opt for damage boost like Potato is doing.
Yeah, Potato scared me there a little bit on the second phase, waiting until the very last moment to get that bomb kill. I thought he was going to get hit, honestly. But...
And then he got an unfortunate hit here at the very last section. He has to, okay, he got the knockout, okay.
Potato is on the second phase of Sally's stage play. This is the boss I was kind of referring to early on, where, you know, not the hardest boss in the game. In fact, very easy compared to some of the other Isle 3 bosses. But we actually have, I believe, seen a match lost to a death on Sally this tournament. So it's still not something you want to take lightly, but Luigi doing really nice, getting a very nice quick kill there, getting a 58.
Yeah, that was a good fight. And I think Potato goes for a little bit of a different strat. Usually you see people doing what Luigi did with 5EX at the very end, to just throw them to the last phase when she's coming down, and you just get like a quick kill right there. But I think Potato likes to throw the EXs on the section where Sally it's like summoning attacks. I think Potato feels more comfortable throwing those EXs right there. Let's see what he does, what he opts to do on Sally. We see Worman here for Luigi as well. It's one of those fights again, like you were saying, like with Sally. It's not like the hardest fight of all, but if you get too comfortable, you can definitely get a kill without really knowing what happened. Yeah,
Potato getting a good kill on Sally there. Not as quick as Luigi, but still getting it before she could really do any sort of major damage, which was good because he was on 1 HP too, and that would set him back a little while. Luigi seems to be having a fairly good Warner at this point. 2 HP on the last phase, should be just about done. So maintaining about a 1 boss lead over Potato right now.
Yep. However, Luigi's heading into the RNG fest of the run. Like, there's bosses, of course, every boss has different like RNG patterns and stuff like that, but most of them you can just keep doing as much damage as possible with proper reactions. But Brinny Bird, man, Brinny Bird can be another deal. Like, you ideally want like to have like the shark or other things like that. You don't want the catfish, and you want to do as much damage as possible to kill him in like 3 attack patterns. And also you want to save as many EX as possible to finish the last phase with just 1 cycle. So there's many things going on Brinny Bird, and some of them you can react to, and some others you cannot really react to them. I mean, you can react, but you cannot like do as much damage as you would have liked to do. So let's see, here's getting, okay, he's got a, okay, I don't know if he's got enough damage. He got enough damage. So this is a good fight right now for Luigi. This is actually a pretty good fight. I think he can actually close this one out in 1 cycle. And he did it. That was an amazing fight for Luigi right there.
Very nice.
He's got 3 attack patterns and then only 1 cycle at the very end. 44 seconds is just insane time of Brinny Bird.
Right. The both Brineybeard and Calamaria, which Luigi is getting ready to go into, are very busy fights too. There's a lot happening. I mean, I guess in some sense a lot of these fights are, but I think it's more prominent here in Calamaria. But very busy fights. There's a lot of attacks happening all at once. There's stuff coming at you from all sorts of directions. If you're not paying attention, you can easily lose track of things, like the barrel, for instance, on Potato screen. If you're not paying attention, that can just drop on you out of nowhere.
Yeah, and we actually see Potato, for example, he's getting a total of 4 attacks right now. So he's gonna go into the last section of Rini as well now. But with 4 EX, I don't think he's gonna be able to close it in just one cycle. So losing a little bit of time here for Potato compared to Luigi's run.
I got it right. Right.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, not quite as good. Lost 12 seconds over Luigi there. Luigi got that 44, man.
Yeah. Yeah, Luigi was just one of the best fights that you can get on Brineybeard. Like that was just like, you want that fight on a PvE like attempt every day. Like, you will be happy with that, with what Luigi got. And we see also here with Calamaria doing a good fight. Ideally, what you want to do in Calamaria is to be pretty good on saving your 5 EX attacks, like your very special attack, and use them on very, very specific situations. You want to use one like as fast as possible to be able to save another 5 EX for when you have the EL section. And for that, you have to snipe these parries like Potato is doing right now. See, he's got a 5 EX attack he uses right away, and then he's going to start parrying to save for the next one. And he's got quite a good pattern for the EX right there. I don't know if he's going to actually be using it faster or not. Oh no, he decides to save it just to play it safe. Because ideally you want to use it on the EL section to make your life easier.
Luigi moves on to the last boss of Aisle 3, and probably my favorite in the bunch, the Phantom Express, or as some people know it, the Pain Train. That's a pretty fun fight. Each phase feels like really unique compared to the other ones, so it's a lot of fun to play. But it can be very much a run killer.
Yeah, and Luigi got a little bit lucky right there, because he used the spread attack to kill one of the pumpkins. He was not able to snipe the pumpkin. However, the pumpkin, like pink ingot, still moved Luigi to the section where the school spawned. So that was a little bit of luck right there. And he was able to do a 2 cycle on the second phase, and also a pretty fast cycle on the third phase of the train. Not enough EX attacks though, so I don't think he's going to be able to do the engine section with just 1 phase. But still, he's got a pretty good fight so far for the Phantom Train right here. Yeah. It's about to be over. There it is. And we see Potato starting the fight now.
So, all of this has led up to moving into Inkwell Hell. So, if you don't know, the plot of this game is that Cuphead and Mugman are trying to go around and collect soul contracts for the devil because of a bet they made. And so now Luigi has all of them. He's about to go try and turn them in, but he is going to be stopped by the devil's right-hand man, King Dice.
And King Dice is no joke. It's like the longest fight of the game. You can make it even longer if you get a little bit of out of sync with the dice or something like that. You can like start over the whole board game section, or you can, by mistake, enter to a different boss that you didn't want to enter. Like, the little mini boss fights are not that hard, but you have to pay attention on what you're doing with the dice, otherwise you can lose a lot of time on this boss.
Yeah, the ideal route through this section would be bosses 2, 4, and 8. I see Luigi on boss 2 right now, but poker chips. Some people, I don't think it's as common anymore, but some people opt to go 3, 5, 8 as well. just for a bit of safety. They're a little bit longer, but still. Luigi are actually getting very bad heart RNG there. One thing with King Dice is that you see on spots 3, 6, and 9 right there that you can actually pick up some extra health just by landing on the space, as awarded to you immediately before the fight. You can actually go over your max health, so Luigi, if everything had lined up, could get up to 6. But actually was not able to get even a single one on this route. Assuming he doesn't mess up the last couple of dice rolls here.
Yeah, I think on the early days of the Cuphead speedrunning, maybe some runners would opt to go, like you say, they could go either for a 3 or a 5, maybe depending on where the hearts landed, to make it a little bit safer here. But these two one right here, Potato and Luigi, they're already very experienced, one of the two best runners. I mean, they're like in top 5, both of them, so I think none of them are gonna switch their route depending on the hearts. So if you got them, that's good. Like, lucky you, but if you don't got them, they're just gonna try to close the fight with just 3 HP.
Right. Luigi getting the 8-ball fight. You can see why we definitely want to go with this. Basically, you just stand under him and shoot. The only things you really have to worry about are the brownish-orange pool cute chalk, because it will land right where you stand, and the little balls that the 8-ball tries to shoot at you. But everything else should just avoid you naturally.
Yep. And here at the very, very last section of King Dice, what you want to do is to parry on the pink cards to be able to be on the safe side of things, and try to land as much damage as possible while you're doing those parries. Just one thing to remember there, at least it happened to me a lot at the beginning, is I didn't know that you could only throw one EX attack while you were doing those parries before you actually landed. So I kept getting hit for not knowing that. So it's good to remember that you can only throw one EX until you land again.
But Luigi getting a very nice King Dice fight, getting a clean run through the gauntlet. Potato is coming up on the end of the gauntlet, so hopefully he will be able to remain clean and pull it off as well. Yeah. There is a trap at the very end, right before the finish safe spot. There is a start over. It'll take you back to the beginning of the board. You don't have to fight if you land on the bosses you've already fought. You don't have to fight them again, but it does open up the opportunity for you to mess up more and land on a boss you haven't fought, in which case you will have to fight them.
Oh, he got the spider head. Ideally, you don't want to get the spider head because it takes time for you to do damage, because you cannot do as much damage as in any other phases right there. But still, Luigi's getting a good fight right now. You want to get with 3 HP to the very last section of the king, for the devil fight. And right now, unless he does some major mistake here at the end, I think Luigi might potentially claim the second tournament race here.
Yeah, there isn't much fight left. Just a couple more phases to the devil. Luigi being at 3 HP, going into the second to last phase, just about. Yeah, there it goes. 3 HP going into this phase. It's fantastic. You have more attacks coming at you from more directions. You have less platforms. Cutting it down to even 1 at the very end here. And there is the knockout for Luigi. That will be game 2. I guess really game 3, but game 2 that we played today. Luigi takes his second in a row with an official SRL time of 35:03. And it is a 32:06 without load, so shaving off about 3 seconds loadless from the prior run.
Yeah. And just for you to know how insane that is, like, if it was like probably like a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago, both of those runs would have been world record. Like,
oh yeah.
Those 2 runs right now for Luigi have been just insane.
Yeah, we are unfortunately running out of running out of time to get that race world record like I want. But I mean, if it happens, it happens. If not, not a big deal. It's gonna be relatively tough to beat the current record, I would think. Although we have seen it shift a couple times recently, which is very
Yeah,
nice.
I really think that the tournament really pushed a lot of runners to improve like crazy hard on this category. And that's why the world record on this category has been pushed super down right now. Like, it is extremely, extremely optimized. To claim it, somebody would need to put a little bit of a grind for it.
Yeah. Potato, meanwhile, finishing with an SRL time of 36:15. Still a very good run, all things considered, given the times he messed up, given the the issue at the beginning where he loaded the wrong file. All very, very nicely done by Potato. It'll be interesting to see, I think, how both of these runners proceed into what could potentially be the final match of this entire tournament. Luigi does have a 2-1 advantage right now. May opt to go a little bit riskier, trying to clutch out that win. Potato, on the other hand, will... Well, I think Potato might actually play a bit riskier just because of that. Luigi might play it a bit safer. I'm not sure. It'll be interesting to see. But anyway, we are getting ready to change commentators here, so we'll go ahead and get that. Thanks for joining us, Dino.
Sounds good. Salmon, thank you for having me. And well, let's see what else we have here in the grand finals, guys. I'm pretty excited to see what's the outcome of this. And well, have a good one, everybody.
And if they proceed but don't succeed, well, the devil will take their heads.
So,
Yeah, hello everyone. Hi Laurie, welcome to the commentary of the finals.
thank you. So, we're heading into game 3 now, and Luigi managed to steal back. Now 2-1. Potato needs to win 2 games to take the tournament, but Luigi, if he wins this will be the end.
Indeed, and Luigi had some incredible back-to-back, like sub-35 races, and his in-game time is close to world record, like 19 and 16 seconds away from world record in both of his runs. He's on fire, but I know he can do better. Like, I've seen this guy, I've known this guy from November, right? Like, we've speedrun, we've raced a lot in the past, and I haven't really seen him play really aggressive. And that sounds kind of ridiculous, considering the times that he got. But I want him to be slightly more aggressive, and maybe surprise us with a world record. Who knows?
Maybe. But I mean, hey, if you want to go for a world record, you gotta play really aggressive with the consistency we've seen Potato pull off today. If you want to play that aggressive, you might be running a really high risk.
Yeah, that's true. Like, Potato is pretty much at the same consistency as Luigi, because he had 2 36-minute runs in the finals, like about a minute apart from Luigi. But he had some unfortunate deaths in both of the matches. And
yeah,
the interesting thing is Potato doesn't have a deathless run in the tournament. He always died at least once.
I definitely did not have a deathless run, I can tell you.
Yeah, but yeah, I want to see Potato not dying for one match, and I believe that is going to be the only way he can potentially tie the series and go for the match 4, the final match. We'll see. as I believe the race is about to start in a few seconds.
Sure is.
Yeah, they're gonna be doing the hardest level in the game, the tutorial.
I can't do it.
Doing it fast is actually not that
Mhm.
easy. Of course, you have to hit
You
the target.
gotta manage when you're jumping, when you're dashing, when you're dashing to the right place.
Like, oh my god, all the aerobics and whatnot of Cuphead. We see Luigi missing the 2 dashes in the beginning, time loss. I guess he should reset if he wants to go for world record. But yeah, I don't think he will do that.
Not the biggest difference.
Yeah. Grabbing the coin, and they're gonna be on the way to the shop to buy its bread.
Mm-hmm. Happen to be giving us the money.
Yeah, what a nice guy.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't know us, like, here kid, take 3 coins. But yeah, buying spread. Spread is by far the best weapon in the current patch. Highest damage values per second. I guess Charge Shot has the highest damage as a single projectile. But
Yeah, but have fun charging that all the time.
yeah. And yeah, now they are on the root pack. Potato didn't really have any mishaps now, like he didn't choose the wrong file this time. So he's gonna be a little bit ahead and finishing, well, potato action there.
Yeah, but the root pack, the potato, is incredibly basic, and the onion doesn't amp up the challenge too much, but the carrot here is pretty interesting, because with the amount of health the carrot has, you're gonna see some strats near the end that may not look the safest.
Yeah, like those side beams that he throws, it's max roll side beams. They deal maximum damage and can be a bit problematic for the runners, but they didn't really have any problem. I think Luigi had a slightly faster fight, 45-second fight, I believe. Yeah.
Yep.
He used like a really interesting technique that we saw being utilized fully by Caliban Hera. And that is a really quick switch in weapons. When you fire an EX, you quickly switch and then you automatically go to spread. No wasting any time for the whole EX to for the animation of the EX, I guess, to be shot.
And then Ruby and Croaks are, you had your introduction to how crazy the spread is when it came to the root pack. Now Ruby and Croaks are gonna show you, hey, good luck. You're
Yeah.
gonna need it.
Luckily, both runs didn't really have the pattern that they had to do a damage boost, so they're just simply gonna have to say, like, dodge some attacks and keep using spread. Not really that big of a deal. Yeah, the last phase is the tricky part, depending on the RNG that they're gonna get from the slot machine. Potato with the tigers, it's not really difficult.
Both with the tigers.
Oh, both of them, yeah.
A lot of people say the tigers aren't difficult, but I don't know. When it comes to me, I just can't manage dodging these and keeping my spread going.
It can be a bit problematic. Like, you can do either the strat that Luigi did, just walk off the platforms simply, or just use some spread EX like Potato did. Oh wow, they both got the same RNG. Exactly the same RNG.
Yeah, they did.
That's actually pretty funny. In the exact same time, wow. Interesting.
So
these guys know how to play Cuphead, apparently.
I wish I knew how to do that.
Yeah. Legoopster. No.
But me, I know. Now both of them are heading up to Goopy, who may be one of the easier bosses casually, but this boss can mess you up just because it feels like it.
Yeah, like, don't be fooled by the smile that he has. He has like a really big smile.
Good smile.
Yeah, he's evil. Like, don't trust him. Like, you see that surprise? Like,
look at those eyebrows. Can you really trust those eyebrows?
Nah, you can't. Potato 1 HP. Oh.
They're very hypnotizing, but you can't trust them.
Hopefully he won't really have a problem with the RIP. Well, he's not going to be RIP'd, I guess. I don't know if that's a word. I just used it. He gets the knockout.
Tombstone, yeah.
Yeah, easy fight there for Potato. Luigi lost a little bit of time, I believe, because he missed some of the X's.
So more time save on Potato's end.
1 second. Wow.
That makes up for the root pack second, I guess.
Indeed. Potato in the lead, going up against Hilda. He had a death in the previous race in Hilda. And yeah, Hilda is a difficult boss, especially if you do the 2 damage boosts. So yeah, you're gonna see the 2 runners here. While Hilda transitions to the second phase, I guess, with the first transformation, the runners are gonna take a hit, line themselves, use a missile EX, and that missile does about 6 ticks of damage. Like usually does about 3, but with that technique you skip all of the transformations really fast. Of course, you use your HP with that, but it's definitely a really good trade-off.
Yep.
So you see Potato using the nuke, he did not gather enough EX to use another damage boost. But Luigi has a new interesting technique which will allow him to have a nuke now and dodge a lot of the go straight to the last phase of Hilda with a really big nuke. It's like a really new strategy Luigi found that he has been utilizing so far in the tournament, in the finals I mean, with 105 fights both of the matches, which is like an incredible Hilda fight.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Like if you get 110 in this fight, you're really happy. But if you get 105, I guess you should be the happiest person in this world.
I'd be.
Yeah. But the UFOs and the stars here in the last phase can be a bit problematic. But yeah, I mean, both of the runs are really experienced. They don't have any problems. Yeah, Justin, they are noobs. They got hit there. Luigi saving 1 second there using his weird strats. I guess he missed 1 EX or 1 turbo attack. He didn't get the nuke as fast. So what do you think about the last boss of Aisle 1?
I have a crush on this boss.
He has some really... Cagney has some really nice moves, right? Like, look at those dance moves. Yeah. Don't get fooled by the dance moves and his, like, whole festive fight, I guess, with the music and such. He's evil. Like, with seeds, attacks, and plants and everything.
Impossible. Goopy's eyebrows may not be able... I may be able to look past Goopy's eyebrows, but that dance is just too much.
Yeah.
I guess in this phase they're not doing as much of a dance, but look at the hair.
Yeah, Super Saiyan Cagney now in the last phase.
Yeah, no. But this boss is actually a pretty tricky one. A lot of attacks that can go all sorts of places really quickly.
Another
you gotta be on your toes while fighting Cagney.
Hitless there fight for Luigi. Really clean fight. Potato had to clutch it, but it's a really fast fight. So he didn't really have that big of a problem as they both gonna enter Aisle 2. They're gonna pick different bosses, from what I've seen. I don't think Potato's gonna change his strats.
No, Potato's still going down to Beppy.
He likes Beppy, I guess.
I don't like Beppy.
You don't like Beppy?
I'm not a fan of Bonbon either, but I take Bonbon over Beppy.
Yeah, I guess. He gets hit there. That card is so troll.
Yeah. Beppy's got a lot of things that are just not very nice.
True.
However, Bonbon has 5 minions that are all not very nice.
Especially the muffin.
Yeah. Nice kill, though. That's something I would be too afraid to do, killing him like that.
Luigi's a brave man. He doesn't have a problem with He's really experienced in this game.
Yeah. And Potato, I got what I'm pretty sure is like the worst luck you can get on the horses.
Wow.
Double right side yellows.
Feels
unfun. I usually don't look for that because one major difference between the yellow and green horse that Beppy can ride in that phase is how long they stay down before going up. And the green horse stays long enough to just kill it right there before it goes up, but not the yellow one.
Yeah, Potato lost 3 seconds there. Feels bad on those 3 seconds. Again, I'm in big pain. As Luigi had a really clean fight, and Potato, I gotta say, 113 with those 3 seconds wasted with the green horse RNG is not really too bad. I know he can pull some incredible fights like a 108 or something. I've seen him doing it, but I guess he wants to play a little bit safe.
Good round for us. Well done. It's on.
You know, Jimmy is not that difficult for fight in this this category. Airplane fights in general are not that difficult. Like the whole philosophy in airplane fights are mostly like bullet hells, and you simply have to manage your EXs to use nukes properly and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure that they're gonna have a really good time in this fight.
I don't know. I think it's possible to have a good time with this fight. I'm sorry. I just really don't like this fight.
I mean, yeah, I guess it can be a bit weird.
It can be. A lot of just weird things happen in this fight.
Like Pinocchio right now. Like Pinocchio is sometimes he's not on your side.
Never on your side. Yeah, you usually end up staying like towards the left side of the screen, and Pinocchio is always near the right half. You can't move to the left. I know you were actually trying to make a point, but I just wanted to make the joke, so I had to.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Luigi dealt with it pretty good though.
Yeah, he did a really good job. Damage transfers in every phase, so he didn't really waste the nuke there on the puppet, on Pinocchio. So he's gonna be down with Jimmy now. Yeah, really fast fight.
Yeah.
I believe it's under 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Should be.
Wow, that's pretty insane. 127.
That is really good. Potato should be done soon. There we go. I was gonna say gotta be careful, but
yeah, the pyramid was about to shoot, but like, calculated fights. 130. He didn't have the bombs, so Luigi, knowing how to utilize the bombs fully, he gains a slight lead.
yeah. But Luigi has already taken out Bon Bon and has to go to Beppy. Meanwhile, Potato's going to Bon Bon now.
Yeah, Beppy is a slightly longer fight than Baroness Bonbon, except like if you get trolled by the minions, I guess, in Bonbon. But
Yeah. Jawbreaker.
The Jawbreaker. The death animation of the Jawbreaker is so beautiful to watch, but it breaks your heart because it's like 2 seconds wasted.
It is. But I mean, it's probably the easiest mini boss that Bon Bon has, so I'm okay seeing it.
Yeah, true. As Potato gets a really quick kill on Gumball Machine, like if he goes to the far left side and you kill him there, he will immediately leave the screen on the left instead of doing a whole rotation right and left. That's pretty good.
And we have Potato onto the last phase with 2 HP. So we'll probably see him do some really good stuff to try and finish it quickly. Struggling a little bit though. Oh no, died right at the end of the fight.
He missed 2 EXs, both the spread, the important one, and the shooter one. The fight was about to go. Yeah, that's
Really
really
bad.
unfortunate. Really unfortunate.
Kind of unfortunate. Here's another Jawbreaker.
Yeah. That's actually, yeah, not unlucky there for Potato. He missed that EX. He also got hit by a jelly bean, I believe, or the shotgun of Baroness right before she was about to transit to the last phase. So, unfortunate death, but he was in the lead, so he's gonna be about 40 seconds behind Luigi now.
But Luigi's already into Wally. And we got a much better... well, not much better, but we got a bit of a better pattern out of the minions this time from Bon Bon. We didn't see the muffin, but we saw the waffle instead.
True. Potato had finished the fight easily there. He didn't miss the EXs. Like, if you land the spread EXs in the end, you will have a really fast 1-1 fight, like the last phase. But him missing that one spread EX causing the quick kill.
And the right in chat, Luigi might still die in this race, and that will give Potato another chance. But at this point, I know you mentioned he likes to go really deep, go do as much as he can to save time. But at this point, he knows he still has a game to waste. If he loses this game, Potato still has to win one more. Meanwhile, if Luigi wins this, the tournament, it belongs to him. So I can't see too much of a reason Luigi would play that risky. Because I don't know if he knows he's in chat, and I don't know if he knows about the lead he currently has. But I can't see Luigi going all out when he has this race on just a good pace if he keeps it safely. But I mean, I don't know Luigi as well as you do, so.
I mean, you're right. He's probably thinking like that, but I want to be honest with you. I'm gonna be a bit disappointed if he does that, because he has the lead in the series. So I really want him to go crazy, because
you just want to see the.
Yeah, I want to see.
You want him to go out with a bang?
Yeah, like the Beast. I want to see him like being released as Potato gets a death there on Wally Wobbles. That's really unfortunate.
Wally's.
Yeah.
Oh.
Potato had 2 deaths in the Wally Wobbles fight, so that was actually kind of difficult for him to.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened there? I'm not sure what happened there on the Potato side.
Well, in the SRL room, it states that there was a forfeit from Potato, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate there.
It is, but so as long as Luigi finishes the run, that means the tournament is. This isn't how I wanted it to end. Not like this.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate, but well, now it's the time for Luigi to go super crazy.
Yeah,
I guess you guys want to see at least a really interesting run. Let's give a hype in chat, I guess, for Luigi. Like, if he's watching chat, make him realize that we want him to go crazy and potentially get a world record on the stream. Make some noise there for Luigi, some hype. And yeah, I mean, for both of the runners, I do have to say that they reached the final, and both of them were really great in the tournament so far. And Potato had a really great matches overall, right? He beat Luigi and Calavahara, 2 of the best runners in this category, 2 world record holders, because they both have the world record at 31 minutes and 50 seconds. And Potato was the only one who managed to beat those guys in the tournament.
Yeah, I believe it was you earlier in this in I think game 1. You mentioned that what was it? Out of every race Luigi's done on SRL, the only person who's managed to beat him was Potato.
Exactly.
So
21 races, and he only lost 1.
Yeah. So
that's pretty insane.
He's still no slouch.
Yeah, that mustache, that Potato, that glorious mustache that he has, he intimidates the opponents.
It intimidates me, and I never had to get anywhere close to him in the brackets.
Yeah. So Luigi's the B fight, Rumor Honey Buttons.
Yeah.
It's actually one of the least favored Luigi fights for Luigi right now.
It's
because
not an easy.
it's kind of a difficult one. He didn't really have problems in the past, but for some reason, like last week, he was like, I have problem with B. And I'm like, all right.
Just be careful.
B, oh my god.
I'm not sorry, by the way.
That was actually a good one. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
Okay. Can we get some? I mean, the fight is over, but I expected some oys in chat. 110 is not a good fight by Luigi, by the way. The ideal time to get here is like 52 seconds.
It's faster than that.
Yeah, I will do that, Orange. Don't worry.
I'm not gonna be in this crossfire. I'm sorry.
This match will get red hot. You're up.
So yeah, now Luigi has the bombs in the Dr. Carl's Robo fight. We mentioned the first race, and of course Salmon and Mr. Dino mentioned that in the second race as well. It's the one fight that bombs save a lot of time. So Luigi is going to have a really clean fight. He's going to store one bomb, do one quick switch, EX, and skip the second phase and go straight to the bullet hell. Really clean fight so far there for Luigi. It's going to be killing Dr. Carl really fast. I believe that's a 44-45 minute fight.
Yeah.
Clean. 45, yeah. Like, usually when you see Dr. Carl dying on the third pillar phase, that's like the 55 minute mark. Second fight. Why did I say minute? So now Luigi's gonna go to Sally's stage play, and Sally's stage play is the one fight that Luigi really enjoys. Like, I don't know why, but he says that Sally is his favorite fight, even in Legacy, current patch. I guess he likes the theme. I don't know. Yeah, moving on now to the second phase of Sally, you're gonna see some spin attacks in the air and some rat cars, whatever they are.
They're supposed to be like these wind-up cars.
Well, yeah.
Those are children's toys because the theme in this is that they have a child. The
Well,
child
yeah.
is also terrible, and I hate them, but the phase is over, so I don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, throws the baby balls at the super annoying.
And with an extra health there, Luigi's just gonna damage boost through the wave to do more damage.
Negative hitbox there. Luigi with 5 EXs finishes the fight. Clean fight, I gotta say. I guess the second phase could have been started faster, but it's over below 1 minute. Yeah, 59. Really clean fight so far. Werner fight. This has been one of the fights that we tried so hard during the tournament. Actually, we were practicing. I remember Kaleva and I were doing a lot of optimizations in this fight, and we managed to reach the 52-second mark that was done by Jason with spread route. So, with really aggressive plays and EX uses in the second phase, you can get that really great time there in Werner. Luigi has some troubles in this one. In his first race, though, he did get a 53-second fight, which is the second best time you can get. So he doesn't really have that big of a problem. With 1 HP now, he wants to play a little bit safer. That's for sure. The optimal second phase there for Werner is, of course, to stay with Fisher and dodge all the flamethrower and the spinning attacks with EX air times. Luigi wants to play a little bit safe. Being a 1 HP is not the greatest feeling in every fight. Yeah, he's done now. He's happy that he's done. One of his earlier days run killers. 1 minute is not great. I'm pretty sure that Luigi's not satisfied with it.
But speaking of 1 HP though, one thing I wanted to point out, and this was something Sam and I talked about for a little bit last time I was in the commentary booth, was a lot of these top runners will know, they kind of just like, even though there's no like health bar in this game except for when you die, a lot of the runners know really how much health a boss has in their respective phase and can kind of use that to gauge if they can do something. So 1 HP is a lot scarier when you're at a lower level, not because not only are you at 1 HP and getting hit is really easy in this game, but also just when you're at a higher level, you can kind of still use 1 HP and think of like, okay, I know what I'm doing still. But on a lower level, you might not know what to do, and ugh.
I'm pretty sure that Luigi didn't plan to get those 2 hits because it was in the beginning of the fight. So he didn't really plan it, but he's gonna finish with a really spectacular quick kill there, using the 5EXs quickly before the laser attack happens. Saves a little bit of time. He failed it. Wow.
Yeah.
Luigi disappoints me today. I mean, the previous 2 races were very good. This one, he disappoints me. Hopefully, he will get the 1 cycle engine on the train. That would be really spectacular.
Well, the train is going to be coming up soon, and the train's going to be our 3rd to last boss.
I mean, we have a Sea Waifu coming up. Don't forget about her. Calamaria coming up right now.
I'm going to be honest, I kind of want to forget about this boss.
You don't like the horrible RNG that sometimes...
No, you know, I kind of don't. It kind of made me die 3 times when I was 6 minutes ahead in the tournament race and made me not want to play the game anymore. But a lot of runners can handle it better than I can, so we'll hopefully see this fight be finished.
Plays a little bit safe there. He could have dodged without being playing, but yeah, he's going to be down the fight relatively fast, I believe. Like, if he gets lucky, he will get enough EX for the 2nd phase to dodge the all attacks. Well, apparently he's not even close. You can dodge that laser with 3 possible things. You can either go really high up, like Luigi did, but you are missing on damage. You can either use a nuke to get some iframes, or what I usually do in that situation is actually get hit by Calamaria and gain those iframes by getting hit. But I'm crazy, and sometimes that leads to me dying, so that's not advisable.
Thank you. Give me the insight on that. So now we have 3 more bosses, and 2 of these are probably the 2 longest in the game.
Yeah.
First of which is going to be the Phantom Express.
Difficult
There's
fight.
4 really difficult parts to this fight that make it up. First, we have the eyeball thing. I don't know what this is supposed to be, even, but it shoots eyeballs.
It's a weird ghost.
But it's also a dead ghost, so...
Yeah. Skeleton phase, now Luigi is going to try a new technique here. Use the spread to deal with the pumpkin and stay on the skeleton. He's going to be going for a 2-cycle skeleton, using all the X's now. He's probably going to get it. Yep. 2-cycle, real quick there. I'm actually really interested to see if he's going to go for the 1-cycle last phase. In order to do that, you are not going to be, Luigi's not going to be using the EX, and he's going to opt to, yeah, I think he's going to do that. He's going to hold 5 EXs to use them in the last phase and get that 1-cycle trade. It's actually really difficult to execute because when you shoot the EXs diagonally, you have to hit the heart of the train 3 times with every EX. That's not difficult. That's not easy to do. So let's see if he's gonna be able to do it. Everything connects so far, except from that one. It's gonna be close. He barely missed it. I think it was like 1 or 2 shots. 1, 2, 3.
It was like 3 shots, yeah.
Yeah. Like if that last EX connected 3 times, it connected 2. That would have been a fast kill. Yeah, Luigi's name is luigi100. It's in the link there in chat.
So now we're into Inkwell Hell.
BM coin for Luigi. He cashed his money from the tournament.
Yeah, that's the prize money. Now, I actually am okay with Luigi grabbing this coin for one reason, and I believe the reason is I believe if you do the normal route for this category, but grab one extra coin, you end with 69% on your file.
Wow, I actually didn't know that. Right.
I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on this.
Yeah. The poker chips, he's mainly going to be using Pusher. The hitbox is actually really small, so using spread is not optimal here. A lot of the shots from spread are not connected to the boss, so Pusher locking mechanic is by far the fastest way to deal with it. So yeah, in order to finish King Dice fight, you have to deal with, you have to reach the end of the roulette, I guess. And the fastest way, of course, is to do 3 mini bosses. You have to land to 3 numbers. There are 2 sets, from 1 to 3, 2 to 4, no, 4 to 6, and 7 to 9. So the runners are in this category are choosing to number 4 and number 8, but Luigi went for a fast roll, and he missed the fast roll, and he went to number 5.
But one thing about being a better runner is you gotta know what to do in case you need a backup, so hopefully this boss won't cause too much of a problem for Luigi.
Yeah, in the early days of Legacy speedruns, Legacy being the first version before the patch, we used to do the rabbit a lot, so Luigi is on an experienced speedrunner, so he didn't really have a problem dealing with the button.
And yeah, for those wondering in chat, all bosses doesn't mean you have to fight every King Dice mini-boss. That's not part of the category definition. It's just beating the game, but fighting the devil, actually, instead of any percent where you choose the bad ending. And, I believe in 100% you do need to fight every mini-boss in categories like that, but in the all bosses definition doesn't define each of the mini-bosses as a mini-boss.
So right now he's going to be the last phase of King Dice, the actual boss. Really easy fight overall. Not really much to do other than parrying the cards. Sometimes you miss the parry, I guess, and you get hit. So if you don't have the HP, it can be a bit of a problem. And because it's the end of the run, and that fight will cost you time if you die, might be a bit, like, nerve-wracking, I guess.
It can. Yeah, but now Luigi's heading on to the last fight before this tournament is done.
Exactly.
We have one more, and it's going to be the devil himself, because that's the end to every single run of all bosses. I feel like I didn't need to say that.
Yeah, the devil, and he's a devil actually. Like, he's a really difficult fight compared to the Legacy version. You don't do a lot of damage like in Legacy, so you have a longer first phase, and the first phase can be a big problem. I think if you do the right patterns.
Everybody talking in chat though, just because it's the last fight of this tournament doesn't mean it's the last fight of the only tournament we're having. I definitely see this game making a reappearance. But, I mean, the devil, I don't know what to talk about with this guy. You kind of do what you've always been doing. Getting your spread in good, getting your EXs in at the right time. This spider head attack is not fun to deal with, but it's over, so don't worry about it. We're heading into the second phase.
I like stats, and I gotta say I got a really fun stat. The previous week, that spider caused about 5 world records from both Calabar and Luigi. because they lose about 10 seconds with a spider attack. But yeah, Luigi is approaching the finale of Cuphead match in this finals and this Cuphead tournament. So I guess I have to say that it has been a blast so far. It has been a really great tournament. And yeah, Luigi has been by far the best runner that was in the tournament. With some incredible times. He gets the knockout. Can we get some GG's? That was
Yeah,
the last
GG's to Luigi.
the last
Official
one.
SRL time 35-45, taking the victory and being the first Cuphead All Bosses Glitchless champion, tournament champion. So GG to Luigi. Luigi G.
GG, indeed. Green Mario wins the tournament right here. Spectacular performance by him in all three matches. Like the first two especially were ridiculously good. I guess he didn't really want to go super crazy in the third one. He wanted to play a little bit safer. But yeah, overall he had some incredible showings in the tournament, almost getting a world record as well in one of his previous matches. So he has been incredible. So any last thoughts? Any thoughts that you have so far with the tournament? Nor?
It was good. I liked it. It was fun to watch. It was fun to play in, despite how both of the runs I got to play didn't go so well for me, and I even had a game I didn't get to play. But I still had fun with it. I still had fun doing whatever commentary I could. I got on 2 matches, and those were 2 great matches. I got to play some games that were great, and I got to watch a ton of fun races. So I really can't say. I can't think of anything about this tournament I really didn't enjoy, except for Calamaria. I don't like Calamaria.
Yeah. So we are gonna bring Luigi for an interview in a bit. I think I can drag him. Yeah, I think I can bring Luigi. Luigi, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Hello, guys.
Congratulations, Luigi.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that was insane ending. The finals was really great, in my opinion. I'm not sure how Potato do. I hear he dies a couple of times on his run, and actually I feel pretty bad about him because he can play really well. He actually win the winner's bracket, but I just practiced too much this game, to be honest, and I just get too consistent on this category. I must say that the people who watch my practice and runs actually know I'm pretty consistent on this category, but didn't die 3 times in a row on tournament. That's really insane, if you ask me.
Yeah. I mean, this is a hard game to get consistent, so kudos to you on that one.
Yeah, it has been a fantastic tournament performance from you. Like, pretty much all the matches were incredible. You had by far the best times in the tournament. Like, your best one from what I see here in SRL time is 34 minutes and 59 seconds, barely below 35.
My first subtactical actually on the tournament.
In the tournament, yeah.
But sadly I didn't get the world record, so someone can be upset. He only wants someone to get the world record, but in the end no one gets the world record. So that's only one bad thing, but well, I really get amazing times on the tournament, and overall on the all matches I got, I only died twice. First death was on match versus Cutie, and I actually died on Phantom Express because I was trying to try a new strats on the tournament, which wasn't the best idea, and I died because of that. And second time I died versus Potato, first match versus him, and that was the match, the only match that I lost because of that one death. But yeah, only 2 deaths on the whole tournament. It was like, I don't know, 7 matches? I really don't remember right now.
Yeah, it has been
so many.
It has been quite a lot of matches, fascinating matches, all of them. And you know, we said from the beginning of the cast that Potato was the only runner so far in Cuphead races that has defeated. Like he beat you. Like you've done 24 races right now, and Potato is the only one who has taken a victory in our race. And
as I said, I died to Honey Bottom Drink fight versus him, and that was good enough to beat me. In Cuphead, death is really punishing, and if you're gonna die during the race, the only way to get back to the race is the other person needs to die. If the second player gonna get perfect run, you don't have a chance to catch him up. So getting deathless run is really important on racing. That's what I realized. So sometimes I prefer to lose like some seconds. For example, today on some races I decided to play safe. For example, Dragon. Probably on the first match, I got really bad cloud RNG and I got hit at the beginning, so I decided to play it safe. I lost 10 seconds, but I survived, and that kept me in the game. So it's better to lose some seconds by playing safe than dying in this game, that's for sure.
Yeah, I've seen your streams the last week, like you've been going for the world record of this category, and you have been extremely consistent. And
Yeah.
I do have to say, like, this looked fantastic, right, for everyone who was watching. But because I've seen you play, I was like, Luigi can do better. You know, I was like,
Yeah, that's true.
I wanted you to go crazy. You know what I mean? And everyone was mind blowing because you were playing so good. But I've seen you play.
I was like, on the first match, I was 18 seconds behind my PB, which is actually the world record tied with the Careva. On the second one, I was 20 seconds behind, and on the last match, let's just say I was really behind for my PB, but as you can see, I have a little bit fun at the end, so yeah.
Yeah, so by the way, this is like the end of the tournament, which is both Luigi and Potato, of course, and everyone who participated in the tournament. This was our first tournament, and we wanted everyone to have a good time, right? To experience like Cuphead speedruns as an event, being the first event in speed gaming as well, which has been absolutely fantastic. We've seen a lot of people really enjoying those races, and probably in the future, you know, we will have more Cuphead tournaments coming
Yeah,
up.
we definitely need to do more tournaments. For example, Legacy. Just imagine what's gonna happen on that categories.
Yeah,
Or maybe some hardest categories, who knows? Or maybe you're gonna do something like a different category for each race. That could be interesting. So you cannot practice for everything.
yeah, we do have quite some stuff. We are discussing some stuff for future tournaments, so we are 100% gonna inform all of you guys for that. As it is like the last match and the last day, of course, I want to thank everyone who watched and supported the runners. It has been absolutely fantastic. I get to meet so many new people here as well from the Cuphead speedrunning community. Like, races brings people together, and you know, races makes good bonds, I guess. You know, makes communities better. Yeah, go ahead.
After this tournament started, I've seen you in my chat almost every stream. I've met a lot of great people through this that I didn't meet while just running previously.
Yeah, like, it's a blast. Like, I join streams every now and then, and I see people. Like, that's what we want. We want to see more speed runs. We want to see good speed runs from a lot of top players, of course. And yeah, it has been a blast. It has been a blast.
Yeah.
So, Luigi, any final? I mean, there is one question that someone really wants to know, Luigi.
I wonder which one.
What is your favorite soundtrack in the game?
Oh, really? I didn't expect that. So
That was
I have two favorite soundtracks which I would need to choose between. So first one is gonna be Baroness for Bomb Bomb Fight. I don't know why, but it's just so dramatic, and I really like that soundtrack during the fight, and it just works perfectly. And the second one, it's not gonna be a surprise, the Devil Fight. It's another great soundtrack. It's really nice to listen, and I just really enjoy them both. But if I would need to choose one of them, it's probably gonna be the Devil one. It's really good, and it's really. I just enjoy how epic it is at the end of each run. You just feel this is the end, this is it. You need to do the right things. Don't die, just get the run and go home. So yeah, it works perfectly at that place.
So another question that I got for you, right? Why Sally? Why is Sally your favorite boss?
I know it's hard to explain because most of the players really hate that fight, but there's so many things that's happening on this fight. You need to focus on a bunch of stuff and just get prepared for everything. And because of that, I really like that. And also the motive of theater is another fun fact of this. I really enjoy the layout of this fight at the background. It's just really looks nice. It's really nice to play, and I just really enjoy it every time. And it's not because I get really good times on her. That's not because of that. I really like that fight.
I was gonna say I love that kind of theater aesthetic because it's one of the best fights at managing like its aesthetic with the theater in the background. It's good at incorporating the stuff like that into the fight itself with all the attacks you see, like for example, like all like the baby bottles and like the wind up cars in the second phase. Like it's really good at incorporating like the little background into the fight, and just it creates a really cool atmosphere for the fight.
Exactly. That's why I love this fight.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell do you get a 39 in Legacy? Ask Andrea in chat.
That just kind of happened, you know. I really tried to get that time once again on the practice and individual levels and stuff like that, and I was never able to get that. Even 40 I wasn't able. The best I was able to get is 41. That just happened. Let's just say that that just happened, and
That's
I cannot replicate that. That's gonna be the legend for 39.
I want to tell you the truth. I did get it in practice. I have also seen Alexa getting it. So we've
Really?
we've actually gotten the 39.
Wow, nice. So I'm not the only one.
Yeah, but what are your future speedruns plans for the game? Because I know you're gonna be.
Of course, I'm not gonna give up this game just yet. I actually would like to stick to this category a little bit longer. Thanks to the tournament, one of my favorite category becomes one of the worst, which means this one. And the reason is there's so many new strategies that you need to learn and use. That's really amazing in the one race, but in the second one, it's hard to get consistent in this category. I practice it so much, that's why I'm getting really good at it, but I just want to get really nice world record, and then I'm probably gonna move to the regular Legacy, the most popular category of this game. And after that, if I'm gonna be able to get it, we will see.
At least give me some time to get it, and then you can beat me, right?
Don't worry, I still stick to the glitchless. You have more time.
Okay, I have more time for that. But this tournament has been absolutely fantastic, as I said earlier. And I have stats because I like stats. I like numbers. I like
Oh, really?
all those things. 8 top times out of 10 in the leaderboards have been made the last month, which means that runners during the tournament wanted to improve. So they were practicing so much that they have pushed the category so much that they have improved, and they got ridiculous times like the one you, Kaleva, and Wolfgard, which is sub 32-minute time, which is insane.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the world record on this category before the tournament was something like 32 and 50, and I was just saying to myself, there's no way you can push it even further. And well, just add one tournament, add some crazy runners, and boom, you have saved 1 minute from the category. That's the way to do it. Just imagine doing tournament of the Legacy regular, how low the time gonna go there.
Yeah, it's gonna be ridiculous, and we're gonna be joined soon by the other commentators, Salon Baffle, Mr. Dino, and Andrea, to give a farewell from us, everyone from the Cuphead speedrunning community, because you guys have been amazing viewers, and speed gaming has been absolutely fantastic, I gotta say. And huge shout outs to Fizo, probably he's watching, I don't know. Like, Fizo has been absolutely magnificent so far. Like, he has done so much. Like, the guy is everywhere.
That's totally true.
So huge shout outs to Fizo. He has been absolutely fantastic. So we are doing it with Andrea. Andrea, any last thoughts for the tournament from you?
It has been a blast. Either watching, commentating, and also participating. Not everyone remembers because I kinda sucked at this tournament, but I also took part to the whole game. So I enjoyed this tournament all around. So either commentating, either playing. I commentated a lot of incredible matches, and even today the finals. We have Luigi just destroyed the tournament. I mean, I had never seen anyone as consistent as him in any other games, not just Cuphead.
I'm just slowly becoming the taskbot, I'm sorry. Slowly becoming.
Yeah, Green Mario is the taskbot. Like,
Next tournament.
So,
Insane.
saying that your prize for winning the tournament is that we're renaming the Taz channel to #Luigi.
Great prize, I'm gonna take that every day.
Yeah. apart from that, I can only thank all the other commentators. I can only thank Speed Gaming for the amazing job, for the opportunity that gave to the whole community to showcase themselves itself, and he also gave us the opportunity to show to a great audience how cool is this game, how cool is speedrun of this game, and yeah, and also thanks to Speed Gaming for providing coverage and giving us this opportunity. Thanks to Fizzle of course for having prepared everything. Also thanks to Simon Buffalo who held all the tournament, and he planned everything. Everything went incredibly smooth, I would say, and also the tournament had a pretty high number of entrances, so everything was just so good. I'm so proud of having contributed a little bit to this. Thank you to everyone. I can't speak. Sorry.
You're just speechless after this race, I know.
To a reality. My joke turned into a reality. What have I done?
What joke? Did I miss something?
Hashtag Luigi.
Is that a joke?
I was joking, but apparently it happened.
Yeah, it happened.
Yeah. I just wanted, besides all the thanks that everybody has said, like, of course, thanks a lot to Speed Gaming and the community and everybody. And also I wanted to make an invitation for everybody that enjoyed the game, that is probably thinking about speedrunning it or something. Make sure to join the Discord. Make sure to follow the speedrun.com Cuphead channel. It's a pretty welcoming community. It's a pretty fun game to learn. And if anybody is interested, if you like the races and all that, make sure to join. I'm sure you're going to have a blast.
That is true, and I think we have super mod Salmon Buffalo here with us, the dad of the Cuphead speedrunning community, I guess.
Oh, way to make me feel old, guy. But yeah, I just wanted to just reiterate what everyone else has said. Very, very welcoming community. If you want to find out more about it, you can hit up the Discord, hit up the speedrun.com page. You'll find a lot of information, link to the Discord, that sort of thing. Thanks to everyone for participating. It turned out infinitely better than I could have hoped back in January when we started planning this. It had 20 people come out and participate, and it was a really good show. Everyone should be very proud of what they did. Thanks again, Speed Gaming and Fizzle and everyone for helping us put this on, doing the restreaming and all the behind-the-scenes technical stuff. We couldn't have done it without you all, and you all have been great. Other than that, I mean, like I said, this isn't the last time you'll see Cuphead. We are definitely planning other things. I'm not sure what they are yet or when they will be, but they will be there. The most major thing that I don't know if anyone has mentioned yet is that we will be at GDQ this summer. The Mexican runner did get a Cuphead run submitted, so that might be the next major thing. But be sure to check that out. And thanks again for tuning in and giving us a reason to do this tournament in the first place.
And you don't have to wait until GDQ to watch more, because not only are there going to be countless people, I assume many of you guys included, countless people still going to be streaming this game on their own. I know, Tusi, you said personally you were waiting for the tournament over because you want to get back to Legacy.
Yeah, Legacy.
Yeah.
Is, my jam.
But every single race, at least the ones that got restreamed, every single race here that happened during this tournament is still going to be on a playlist on Speed Gaming's YouTube channel. So if you ever want to watch a Cuphead race, feel free to go to that playlist. I think if you do ! Cuphead in chat, you could get a link to the playlist, and every race is going to be there. Nope, it's not on the command, but it's on the YouTube channel.
At least you tried.
Well, I think if no one else has anything, I guess we're good to call it.
Well, I would like to just say once again, thanks to the Speed Gaming for the organizing this tournament, thanks to the commentators, but most importantly, I wanted to say thanks to every runner who take the part of this rounds and tournament for making a great competitive scene and getting some amazing runs and making this tournament happen.
Well, thank you.
Silent, yes.
Sadness, sad music right now.
But next tournament, we're gonna ban Luigi for it to be more competitive.
Yeah, I'm gonna get banned because I get too good at this game. So sorry guys, you're not gonna see me at the next tournament.
Just like stop being good, and this wouldn't have to happen. This is your fault. I'm blaming you for this one.
Maybe I'm gonna do blindfolded run next time.
Yeah. So Simon, I think that you should do the final greeting and then close everything since you created the tournament.
Yeah. Yep.
I
Make the
don't know
honors.
It's on you.
I don't know what to say. Anything that hasn't already been said. But I guess that's
Bye-bye.
all there is. There ain't nothing more.
Have a good one, everybody, and see you next time.
See you on the next tournament, guys.
See ya.
Bye. Bye.
Mugman is better.